Divergent evolution.
Hello, let us discuss divergent evolution. It is a type of evolution. Let's define the term evolution. Evolution is the emergence of complex life forms from the pre-existing life forms, simple life forms, over a long period of time. That is evolution. That is the emergence, the coming up of new or complex structures in organisms or complex organisms from what was there previously, pre-existing organisms, which were very simple. But now, over a long period of time, we have complex organisms. So evolution is the emergence of complex life forms from the pre-existing life forms over a long period of time. Divergent evolution is a type of evolution. It's a type of evolution. What is divergent evolution? Is where organisms from the same embryonic origin, organisms from the same origin are modified to adapt differently. Organisms of the same origin are made to adapt differently. No wonder it is called divergent, to diverge. Organisms of the same origin are made to adapt differently. That type of evolution is called divergent evolution or adaptive radiation. From the word adapt, organisms, they were the same, but over a long period of time, they begin to be different in the way they eat, where they live. So that is called divergent evolution or adaptive radiation. Such organisms possess structures known as homologous structures. They have homologous structures. What are homologous structures? These are structures from the same embryonic origin, but they are modified to perform different functions. Structures which are made originating from the same place, same embryonic origin, but they are made to perform different functions. You see, it goes with the divergent evolution. So homologous structures contribute to divergent evolution. The organisms with the same structures modified to perform the different functions. So what are some of the examples of homologous structures which contributes to divergent evolution or adaptive radiation? Examples of homologous structures. One is pentadactyl limb. Pentadactyl limb. Pentadactyl comes from the word penta. Is penta 5. Here pentagon, which is a 5-sided figure. So pentadactyl limb means it is a limb which ends in 5 digits, 5 fingers, 5 digits. Pentadactyl limb. Pentadactyl limb. Yes, that is it. So it ends in 5. Now, many organisms possesses pentadactyl limb, starting with the organism who is speaking. I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is pentadactyl limb. Other organisms possess the same. Even a bat, this flying mammal, a bat has pentadactyl limb. Though for it is the four wings possess that. It ends in 5. Even a horse a donkey, and even a horse. As much as the hoof is covered with that hard structure, the hoof itself, if it was to be removed, then it ends in 5. That is called pentadactyl limb. Now, but the roles they play in those organisms vary. They are different. For instance, for us human beings, our pentadactyl limb, our four limbs, we have the hind limbs, our legs, and we have the forelimbs. Our forelimbs, our pentadactyl limb in our forelimbs, that is our hands, is for grasping. It's for grasping. But for a bat, it is for flight. Look at that. The same origin. All of them 5 digits. For us, human being, grasping. For a bat, it is modified for flight. 2 different roles, but the same origin, ending in 5, pentadactyl limb. We have a turtle or a whale which lives in water. Its 4 limbs, the pentadactyl limb, they possess pentadactyl limb, but for them, because they live in water, is they are modified in such a way that it is for swimming. It's for swimming. The horse that I talked about, the horse, for the horse, it's for running. Lizard also has pentadactyl for a lizard, for walking. So all this shows that pentadactyl limb, they possess the pentadactyl limb, but they are modified to perform different functions in different organisms. That is exactly what homologous structures mean. Homo means one, same origin, but modified to perform different functions, contributing to a type of evolution known as divergent evolution. Divergent evolution or adaptive radiation. They have been made in such a way that they can adapt differently. That is one. So pentadactyl limb. Another example of homologous structures. The example is beaks. The beaks of bats. The beaks and feet of bats. The beaks and the feet of bats. You might have realized that they are different. They are different in terms of how they look like. We have those which have shorter beaks, and for instance, the seed eaters, those which feed on the seeds. There are those which have long and long slender beak, and that for the nectar feeders. There are those which have a stronger one and curved for carnivores, the flesh eaters. So those beaks have the same origin, they have the same material, but they are modified to perform different functions. This one to feed on seeds, this one feeds on flesh, this one feeds on nectar, this one feeds on something else. Yet the same origin, the same material. That is an example of homologous structures. The feet of bats. Ducks, for instance, their feet are webbed, not like that of a hen, for instance. So they are made differently. They are made differently to adapt to different environments and for their feeding. So those are examples of homologous structures. Same origin, they are the same material, but they are made to perform different functions. They adapt differently. That is why it contributes to a type of evolution known as divergent evolution or adaptive radiation. Finally, what is the importance of this type of evolution, divergent or adaptive radiation? One is that it avoids competition for the available resources. These organisms, for instance, bats, if all of them were to feed on seeds, then they will compete. They would compete for the same. But because there are those who have been made in such a way that they can feed on flesh, others can feed on nectar, others can feed on this, it avoids competition. Secondly, it leads to emergence of new organisms, or new species of organisms, which is normally called speciation. With time, other forms of organisms emerge because the pre-existing one keeps changing, keeps modifying. It leads to new forms of organisms, which could be better adapted than the previous ones. And finally, the organisms are able to inhabit different ecological niche. They are able to live in different environments. They are able to adapt to different environments because they can adapt to feeding in a new place. They can develop some structures. They can be a little bit different from their pre-existing ones, their parents. They keep adapting. So that is divergent evolution or adaptive radiation. So homologous structures contribute to divergent evolution or adaptive radiation. So homologous structures are organisms, not organisms. They are structures with the same embryonic origin, but they are modified to perform different functions, contributing to divergent evolution or adaptive radiation. Thank you.